I'm Eric Schurenberg, Editor-in-Chief.
I'm Jill Schlesinger, Editor-at-Large.
In today's reality check, the Obama administration is pressuring lenders to step up loan modifications for troubled homeowners. Why the increased push? And will it work? Jill, I always thought that banks were in favor of loan modifications rather than foreclosing on troubled homeowners. After all, bank doesn't want to see its collateral value reduced, doesn't want to be in the business of selling foreclosed real estate on the open market. Why is this program operating so slowly?
I think there could be two issues. One would be there just aren't enough people to process these loans, and it seems there's a ton of people who are underwater and need help. There aren't enough hands on deck. The second is a little bit more convoluted. Who owns these mortgages? It's not like you go to your old savings and loan and they hold the paper that is on your house. This has been cut up, sliced up, divvied up. Who owns this house? Who holds that mortgage?
Right, that can get pretty complicated. And just to talk about the numbers, there are 650,000 homeowners apparently that qualify under this home affordability modification program. Only a tiny fraction of them actually had their loans modified. What has to happen is that someone has to be able to make payments for 3 months, and then they have to get all the paperwork in. And the banks are claiming the paperwork burden is too much and it's just not getting completed.
And by the way, the homeowners are saying, I have completed the paperwork, I have everything in hand, and this is actually hurting me because in some cases, people have lowered payments, they try it for a few months, and then they come out and the bank rejects them, and they owe the money they should have paid during that 3-month period. So there's not a great incentive for the homeowner unless he or she starts to hear that things are really moving ahead and there are success stories. There have been very few success stories in this process.
That's true, and there's no real incentive for the banks. This is all voluntary. Their participation is all voluntary, which means that the government, in trying to pressure the banks to get on the stick, can only threaten to shame them or withhold payments they haven't even made yet. It just isn't working.
Well, here's my question to you, Eric. How do you shame an industry that has no shame?
That is a good question. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be terrible if people had a bad opinion of banks?
Yes, and that their PR people became more famous than their CEOs. I never knew the name of a PR person on a Wall Street bank in my life. I know them all now. I think that this is a plan that is really politically motivated. I think that the issue is really somewhat diverted. In other words, the issue is the economy, the issue is jobs. The home modification is a little bit in the headlines, but I think the administration's trying to sort of nudge people into doing the right thing, but they don't have any real power, not enough leverage. I don't see the situation changing anytime soon.
Well, it would be nice to think that the wave of foreclosures could stop, be arrested somehow, and real estate values could come back. But it doesn't look like this program is going to do it, not anytime soon.
No.
All right, and that is your reality check.